Hey, how y'all doing? Welcome to another episode of the Acoustic Lounge. My name is Cooke, and I'm here at Tapp's Music in Lancaster, California. And I'm really excited because I have Dana Tapp, the owner of Tapp's Music, doing the lounge today. So let's go in and see what Dana's up to. Hey Dana, how's it going?
Hey Chris, man, what's going on?
Not much, I'm ready to hear some music.
Oh yeah, man, I've been wanting to do your acoustic lounge forever, and some of the artists I've seen on there was just terrific. So here we are, and this is my dog Bella Blue. I'm going to sing a couple songs about her, if it's all right with her. Hey Bella, is that right with you? Can we sing some songs about you? Okay, she said yeah.
Looked like a yes to me.
Okay. A little song called Blues Walking. This here is Bella Blue, and I wrote that song about her one day when she was walking down the sidewalk. I like to write songs about my animals, I guess, so here's another one. It's called Cross-Eyed Dog. When she was a puppy, she was kind of epileptic, and she used to get these little fits where she'd look at me cross-eyed, so here we go. Cross-eyed dog, barking at the saddle, licking at the feet, drinking dirty water. Cross-eyed dog, butt scooting at her, so will you ever listen to me? Cross-eyed dog, laying on the bed, watching TV, waiting to be fed. Cross-eyed dog, looking for a snack, but will you ever listen to me? Cross-eyed dog, rabbit chasing cruiser, beer drinking boozer, mad dog, mean dog, cross-eyed dog, I never want to lose you, only want to listen to me. The only one that listens to me. Cross-eyed dog. Well, how'd you like that one, Bella?
You own Tapp's Music here in Lancaster, California, and I've noticed that you're really a big supporter of the arts, and I'm so proud to know you and see how you help kids and adults and everyone really find their passion for music. So talk a little bit about Tapp's Music, your philosophy, the store's philosophy, and where you'd like to see it go in the future.
Well, Tapp's Music, I think, is, a lot of the school programs, cut out their music programs for the kids. So it's like, where do they go to play and learn? And I'm so fortunate to have teachers like you and Barbara Leone and Zane Wood, and all my good friends are here at the store teaching. And it's just such a pleasure to hear them teach and then hear the kids, you know, how they progress. And we have these little recitals that, you know, Barbara puts these students together in bands, and it's just wonderful to hear these kids, and they're just so talented, and they really have no place to go and play, and that's really what the store is about. It's for teaching and for the kids to develop. You know, we had much more chance back when we were younger because there wasn't all the opportunities for you know, video games and all that kind of stuff. So we had to play, you know. So I just hope that the kids, you know, develop them talents. That's what it's all about. Here's a song I wrote. It seems like I spent about 20 some years on the road, and every time I was out of work and I ended up somewhere, I tried to make the best of it. So this is a song I wrote in Palm Beach, Florida. It's called Palm Beach Strut. Yeah, I was so fortunate to play with Tony Molina and his salsa band for 5 years, and that was one of the originals that I contributed to the band, and it sure was a pleasure to have 3 percussionists me being the only non-Latino in the band, it was just such a pleasure to play with Tony.
A lot of the people that watch this show, we talk about all kinds of different topics, but one of the main ones is songwriting. So give us some insight as to your perspective and your philosophy and your motivation and, when you write a song, what goes on?
Well, a lot of times I've been drinking too much and no. Yeah, it just kind of comes. Usually it's about a subject. I like to write about animals a lot of times, or the country songs are more about your feelings, and it seems like the words come to me first, and a little melody keeps playing in my mind, and pretty soon I'm strumming some guitar chords to it. Or actually, I write a lot of my songs on piano because piano's like different from guitar. I don't know. It seems like you get in a box on guitar, and piano kind of stretches that out. So mostly the words come to me first about, for instance, my cross-eyed dog here, I wrote her a song, and the Jolly Llama song was about the llamas, and then, of course you always write some songs about women, and I have quite a few of those too, but some I can't sing, to anybody. So.
Okay, that's for the unrated version of the Acoustic Lounge, right?
Right.
Okay, cool. We've played gigs together. We're up here in Lancaster, California. And I do want to say, I want to mention, actually, you're such an amazing bass player, guitar player, piano player, vocalist. You do all these things so well. How did that happen?
Well, I started out, as about a 16-year-old. I wanted to be a jazz guitar player, so that was my goal, and I pursued that probably up until I was about 30. And the guy I played with on the road, Ted McKeever, he was a arranger, floor freshman type stuff. So sometimes he'd get a piano playing job, so he'd say, "Here, play some bass for me," So I picked up bass, which kind of developed my jazz chops. And then as far as piano, it was just all the stuff that I took learning jazz guitar. I started doing piano voicings, and having played with a lot of great jazz piano players, and being a bass player also, then I was hearing the bass line on the left hand. So that's kind of how it all developed, and singing along the way. You do what you can to make a living.
Right.
And
right.
the more instruments you play, the more songs you can sing, it just opens up everything for work. And really that's what it was all about, work to me. I always just wanted to work playing music. That was the bottom line. There's always a reason for writing a song, and this one's about the time. For a couple of years I got the chance to take care of 11 llamas, 3 or 4 horses, some dogs, and it seems like every time I went to the pasture, the llamas were just so happy to see somebody, even if it was me. So this is a song I call The Jolly Llama. Okay? Dalai Lama!
You talk about your influences as a musician. Wes Montgomery comes up. I mean, there's a lot of names that you've talked to me about over the years. Why don't you share some of those influences with the audience?
Oh my gosh, let me see. As far as guitar, I was never really like into a lot of sound effects and pedals and all that. I think Oscar Moore with Nat King Cole is just my all-time favorite. He could just make that guitar sing a lot of chords and melodies and stuff, and that was a big influence as far as jazz. Mark Murphy, jazz singer, I really love him. He just does something for me. Probably on the road late at night when I was by myself, and Irene Krall, which she was a big band singer back in the 40s, 50s. She was really great to listen to.
You're working on a new CD, right?
Well, yes, Chris, I am.
I happen to know this because you're recording in my studio, so
Yes,
I kind of have the inside track here.
I have been going to the studio probably for over a couple of years now. We probably got, about 70 songs down, I think,
Yeah.
by this time. Not refined, just the ideas, usually guitar, bass, and keyboards, and maybe some vocals on stuff, and drum tracks. And so, yeah, that's a big project. We probably have like 3 or 4 CDs worth of material. So now it's like putting the musicians together that want to put the time and effort into doing the original songs and maybe showcasing them. And that's coming up in the future, and I'm just really excited about it. It's all these years I played cover songs and just kind of beat my head against the wall, and the last couple of years having the store has given me the opportunity to not take the gigs and just work on the originals. So that's basically what I'm doing and what I'm looking forward to.
Wow, that's great, Dana. Hey, I want to thank you so much for doing the Acoustic Lounge, and I'm looking forward to getting in the studio with you and finishing up these songs.
Well, Chris, thank you very much, man. You're the best. Me and the cross-eyed dog here, oh, she's sleeping. Anyway, we really enjoyed this, and we'll see you next week in the studio. Here's a song I learned down there in Lafayette, Louisiana. I was on the road maybe 3 or 4 years, and I ended up in Baton Rouge, and somehow made my way to Lafayette and had a house gig down there for 6 nights a week for a couple of years. And I met Sonny Landreth, and he was the one that got me the house gig. So here's a song I really enjoyed seeing him perform. So here's my version of it. It's called Blues Attack.
When you